What are you doing up there, Bugaboo? Huh? Mom said you weren't allowed to see that. Yep. Didn't take long, did it, Bugaboo? Hey, Rubbelotopotamus. Did you find the catwalk? Was it inevitable? Were you? Are you pretty happy about that? What are you doing? Huh? How'd you get up there? Huh? Hey, hey. Don't get in there, you little stinker. Bugaboo, you coming down? Okay, I'll come get you. Huh? Are you ready to come down now? Are you? Huh? Bugfish? You're so silly. Okay, we gotta get you down. Come on. Come on. What are we gonna tell Mom about your little adventure on the catwalk? Huh? Should we even tell her at all? Oh, you just want to get in the Zont bucket? Okay. Alright. I won't tell her if you won't, okay? We'll just keep it our little secret. Friday morning. Beautiful day. Got up pretty early this morning, and we actually have been having a hard time getting all of our cards cleared at night just because we're exhausted. We grabbed dinner last night, Alyssa and I had some ice cream and passed out. This morning I took a break from the camera and just got a lot of prep work done. Got all the lumber and everything cleaned up out of here. Moved all the block in that we need to finish the final 8th and final row. Got all the corners set. I started working on some of the 5/8 rebar, which the top row actually has 2 rebars in it side by side. And it's more like a grade beam or a bond beam. And it's a little more complex because our normal rebars, we've been bending around this corner right here. So it's a very sharp bend. It's one bend. But this corner out here is more radiused. It's a longer, more gradual bend. So you couldn't do that and get the rebar in the same spot. So since the rebar needed to be 2 inches in from the wall, I had to work on figuring out how to make a more gradual radius. And I finally did figure it out. I just used basically 5 bends to create these radiuses. I set this block over here as a way of just testing it. So I'd bend the rebar and then just check my bends on each one. Way easier than sticking them up there and having Alyssa test them at the top of the wall. Alyssa and I are pretty sure Monday morning's gonna be pour day. So we made the commitment this morning and ordered concrete and also ordered the pump truck. And it turns out both are available Monday morning. So
it's the Eclipse.
Is that the Eclipse?
The Eclipse.
As it works itself, I don't care. I want this thing poured. I don't give a crap what day.
I don't either, but other people
What
care.
time is the eclipse?
I have no idea. Someone will tell us.
Maybe we'll pour this thing in the dark. I don't know. So the clock is ticking. Start the timer. And I was sitting and making a to-do list this morning, and it's still pretty substantial. But here's the thing. We want to go into our pour on Monday rested-ish. You don't want to be burned out, wake up kind of stumbling all over yourself trying to pour concrete. So we're going to try to do like maybe 8-ish hour days or so the next 3 days. That way we're getting some rest. We're kind of recuperating. And Monday hopefully will be not too stressful. You're looking a lot better this morning. You don't quite have that like bushwhacked look about you. I've got you pretty much set up, I think. So I can work on handing block and stuff up to you. Yeah, we have a lot of other errands to run in town today too. So we'll kind of work for a little while and kind of try. Our goal today, I think, is to get the 8th row stacked, rebarred, braced. You ready to go?
Yes.
All right. If you see kitty cat prints on the catwalk, Bugaboo doesn't know anything about it. He's pleading the 5th. I did realize something. We are gonna have to buy more rebar. I'm realizing now that when we cut these little verticals right here, we could have actually cut the verticals, the long verticals for the wall, and then use the excess to make these little shorties. But we didn't. We just cut full lengths to make the shorties. So now we've got 20-foot lengths of rebar, but our wall is 12 feet, which sucks. So every time we cut one of these rebars, we're gonna have an 8-footer left over. Big lesson learned there. Really look at the scope of the job and try to figure out how to maximize your materials. We probably could have come out of this with next to nothing for rebar, and now we're gonna have to buy just a few rebars to finish this, and then we'll have a bunch left over. A lot of people have asked how we're going to close off this area for concrete, and the plan right now is to build basically a form, a piece of plywood with 2x4s with plywood that we will strap to the end cap here, and it will be strapped around to the ICF. That's less important than how they pour. How they pour will be the biggest factor. I'm hoping that what we'll do is kind of seal off. You'll hear that term a lot with pouring concrete. This corner over here and let that mud kind of go off a little bit and set up. And then we'll pour in lifts. So we're gonna pour maybe 2 blocks or 3 blocks, something like that. And then let that mud set up. And then we'll pour up and let that mud set, etc. So what'll end up happening is the first bit of concrete will actually support the concrete above it, and then so on and so on. So this form, all it has to do is hold back the pressure of the lift of mud. It's not like we're gonna be pouring 12 feet of constant concrete in one shot, and that form has to hold back all that weight.
Before I make mad progress on the 8th row, I have to pick up where I left off yesterday, which was getting the in-wall bracing on this 7th row here. We were trying to push this down with our hands, and yesterday I discovered that the heel, that's an option, is a lot more effective.
Alyssa is becoming quite wise to the shade management strategy.
Yeah.
So she could either start over there in the sun, or while there is some shade, she can work over here. She has chosen the shade. Final corner block.
Yep.
Wait, what? That's the wrong corner.
Flipped upside down.
Oh, ha! Yay! I wasn't too sleepy this morning. That's the final row, y'all.
Final row.
You zip tied all the 7th row, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay, and I forgot something. We need to actually put rebar in the top row of the buttress. It's already been bent, and I'm pretty sure that it can just be hooked in there because there's nothing preventing it from just hooking in.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have to go between any of the other rows, it goes on the top. So
Yep.
when you get over there, just let me know, and I'll hand it up to you.
That sounds good.
It's going to be quite the day dismantling all this scaffolding. My gosh. Maybe we'll build a tiny house out of all the lumber. You ready for some water?
Heck yeah.
Okay. And then I have a zippy tie for you too. Got that?
You can toss that up. You can
I will try. It'll probably not go. Ooh!
That's pretty good.
Time to check on our ice condition. Alright, they're still frozen. Good stuff. We'll switch all this stuff out, even the gel pack. There's a little bit of ice left in that gel pack. Ooh, there's 2 Gatorades too.
last piece. This might be the very last block we will ever stack in our lives.
Holy cow, way to be
Sorry, no dramatic moment. Got it in. It fits. Have to do a little foam here, but that's okay. It feels really amazing to have this 8th row on. I'm pretty happy we didn't do it last night. I think it's just a row of foam, so it seems like it's not that big of a deal. And it's really not, but I'd say it took me another full hour at least just to get that on. And that's not even including the rebar. So, wow, so much dirt in my face. So we're gonna get the rebar laid in next. We're not positive that we have enough. So we want to figure that out early in the day so we can go get more if we need to.
We have a straggler.
The straggler, ready?
Come on, straggler. Ah! To the straggler pile you go. Send me the ice hook. Ah!
We could probably send this down. I don't think we need this.
Yeah, ready? Yeah, you'll be able to visually tell if the rebar overlap or not, so. Alyssa has confirmed that our back wall is on the money.
And I didn't
Wait.
just say that.
Right on the
We're
money.
gonna publish this.
So for the top row of rebar, there's 2 rebars, one on the inside, one on the outside. So I'm gonna hand you one that's got a really tight bend, and that tight bend goes on the inside. And then I'm gonna hand you one with a sweeping bend, and that sweeping bend goes on the outside. Let's see, 2-foot lap, sweeping bend. This guy. You know what? I'm gonna try to hand this to you back there. This is pretty heavy, and you walking on that scaffold with it's pretty ridiculous, so.
Wow, this stuff's massive.
So if you can get it balanced, I'm holding on. Okay, go ahead and go to the corner. And this is a tight bend piece. Okay, you got it? Let me climb the ladder. Does that help?
I don't know that it's necessary.
You want one over there?
Looking snazzy. Okay. So this is going here?
Nope, it's gonna go in that back sweep in the far wall.
Okay. Come on. It's good. Beautiful. You look so tiny, Jesse.
Yay!
Wow. So we're gonna take a little break. It's really hot and we need to get some rebar and some other things, and it's Friday afternoon, so figure need to make the errands that we need to do now.
With a Monday pour, we've got to get all the
Monday morning pour.
anything to do with Monday morning pour. Anything to do with businesses, we got to get it today because
Yep.
a lot of these businesses aren't open on the weekends, and Home Desperate doesn't have a lot of this stuff.
So we'll be back in a little bit.
Huh? What are you doing? Bugabutt? What are you up to? Huh? Are you romping? Are you romping in the grass this morning? Huh? Are you romping? Are you? Huh? You sure are busy this morning, huh? Yeah. Huh? Bugfish, huh?